We recently had a customer reach out to us after a frustrating experience with another Canadian cold plunge brand that claims their products are made in Canada. He had gone through 2 chiller replacements in just 2 seasons, spring and summer, and the unit still was not performing properly. Fed up with the constant failures and lack of support, he made the switch to Eternal Ice Bath. Before sending the old chiller back, he let us take a look at it. So today, with my 15 years of engineering experience, I am going to open this unit up and show you exactly what 2 seasons of real use revealed and why I think this keeps happening to their customers. Let's take a look. First of all, it's pretty heavy. Let's open it up. All right, inside we find a hose, then another half hose, and then we'll take out the chiller itself. Here it is, the cooling unit that apparently breaks very quickly. I'll give you a full 360 view. We've got the fan here, the filter here, and right away, I can already see rust spots. That's pretty concerning. Then we've got the standard 120V plug-in cable. Now let's take a closer look. First thing, I thought this was just a protective film on the screen, but look at this. That's actually the layer that's supposed to protect the screen and prevent water from getting inside. This is basically 0 tenths in terms of quality. Next, I checked the wheels. They're steel, so it's only a matter of time before they rust. In fact, the bolts are already starting to rust. Same thing with this wheel. We've got handles here, a start/stop button, electrical connection, and a standard aluminum fan. The housing is painted steel, like most chillers. Nothing special there. We've got inlet and outlet connections, plus a drain outlet. What's funny is that I'm curious to see how the drainage actually works, because normally you'd expect it at the lowest point, but here, it's positioned higher up, so it's unclear what it's really draining. Then we've got the filters, which look pretty standard. Let's open one up. All right, that's a very typical filter, very similar to ours. Now, let's open the unit. Honestly, it doesn't smell like something made in Canada. There's no way this was built here. It actually makes me laugh when companies market their products as Canadian made, especially when we're talking about things like inflatable tubs. They sell them at a premium price, but they cost almost nothing to mass produce. It's crazy. There are a lot of small screws all made of steel. Again, it's only a matter of time before they rust. That's something we specifically avoided with our own chiller. We didn't want steel inside. It takes quite a bit of effort to access the interior. It's not very user-friendly. Once we open it, we see a single small wire connecting the touchscreen. If that fails, the whole system fails. That's a major weak point. Inside, everything is very compact. Smaller than ours for sure, but compact also means less efficient heat exchange. The piping is well insulated, which is good. There's also an ozone generator similar to what we have, so that part is not bad. There are some stainless steel fittings, which is good. But everything else, the housing, the screws, the wheels, is all steel. I was just looking at the drain here. It's labeled drainage outlet, which is supposed to be where the water drains out. But the end of the pipe is about an inch higher, and there's just a piece of hose hanging loose at the bottom. So since it's not directed toward the lowest point, water can end up sitting inside instead of fully draining out. Now here's something interesting. There's an internal filter, like a hair filter, placed inside the unit before the main external filter. But the problem is, once it gets clogged, the only way to access it is to completely disassemble the chiller. That's not user-friendly at all, and it can seriously restrict flow, reducing cooling performance. Mechanically, everything is fairly standard. Pump, ozone generator, condenser, nothing premium here. And let's not forget the touchscreen. It's completely terrible. I'm out. Honestly, it's like buying an iPhone where the screen isn't even properly attached and water can get in through it. It just makes no sense at all. So for that, it's a 0 out of 10. It might seem simple, but anyone can start a business and just claim they manufacture their own components or equipment. I see it myself. I've been in manufacturing for 15 years. and I see it all the time. Companies in Quebec claiming they offer a low-cost product, when in reality, they're just importing it. And the quality comes with that. But the customer doesn't really know. You might say, yeah, but that's illegal. That doesn't make sense. I know, it doesn't make sense, but I see it all the time. All it takes is pushing a bit, and the supplier will eventually admit, yeah, that part, we don't actually make it. Honestly, it makes me laugh every time I see something online claiming to be a Canadian cold plunge, the only Canadian cold plunge, the only chiller made in Canada. It's unbelievable. Because everything in front of me right now is made in China. The screen alone is terrible. Now, when we were sourcing our own Eternal Ice Bath chiller manufacturer, I did the exact same exercise. I opened everything up completely, and I had every base quality component replaced with higher quality ones. Our touchscreen comes from Japan. Several of our components come from Japan, and that makes all the difference. Chiller is the core piece of an ice bath setup. If that stops working, there's nothing left. It's no longer a cold plunge. It's just a tub with room temperature water. Now, let's power it on. Now, let's talk about another major issue. As soon as I plug in the unit and turn on the power, the pump starts running immediately, even without water and without connections. That makes no sense. A system should never start automatically like that. You should be able to set your parameters first on the screen. Right now, the pump runs dry, which can burn it out very quickly. There's no protection system in place. That's a huge flaw. You should have a start-stop on the touchscreen. I can't believe this. I'm just going to take it off. Right from the start, the pump shouldn't be running. It should wait. I need to be able to adjust the settings on the screen before the pump even starts turning, because maybe I don't want it running yet. Right now, I have no hoses connected, there's no water in it, and the pump is already trying to run. What that's gonna do is burn out the pump very quickly. There's absolutely no protection. Also, the hoses are not insulated at all, just basic flexible rubber. They can kink easily and reduce flow. Overall, I'd give this unit a 3 out of 10. Weak points: steel housing, wheels and screws that will rust, poor drainage design, fragile screen connection, pump runs automatically with no safety, poor touchscreen sealing, water can get inside, internal filter is inaccessible. The only decent parts are the stainless fittings and basic insulation. Honestly, this is not a premium chiller like advertised. It's just a standard Chinese unit. And I understand why Reddit is flooded with negative reviews and why these units get returned so often. The reality is, the customer ends up paying a high price for something low quality with poor service and no support. One last thing I almost forgot: the touchscreen. It's completely exposed. Rainwater can easily get inside the system. There's no proper drainage once water enters, so it just sits inside and causes rust. That's why I give it the rating I do.